Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's episode we're going to be diving into some Windows XP visual styles once again. And we took a look at the Zune theme a little while ago on this channel, but today we're going to be checking out some pretty unique visual styles created by Nintendo. Yeah, I bet you probably didn't see that one coming. I mean, unless you read the title, obviously. But yeah, I didn't know this until recently, but Nintendo actually, in the early 2000s, released a set of official themes for Windows XP, and they were actually WindowBlinds themes. Now, WindowBlinds is something that we've talked about on this channel before. It's a program from Stardock that allows you to customize the look and feel of your Windows installation very easily. And when I say customize the look and feel, I mean practically everything about the look and feel. The design of the start menu, the icons, the taskbar, the windows, they usually do much more than the official themes from Microsoft do. And this is a program that has been around since the late 90s, and it has been updated many times since then, and it is still available today for Windows 10. And I did a video back, I believe in 2019, covering this. But one of the things Stardock would do is they would license WindowBlinds to various companies so that they could make their own custom visual styles to use for promotional or marketing purposes. So these themes would incorporate WindowBlinds technology. And fun fact, Microsoft themselves was one of these companies. They released an Xbox theme for Windows XP that utilized WindowBlinds technology, and you could download it from, I believe it was on Xbox.com. But another one of those companies was Nintendo, who in the early 2000s released a set of themes for Windows XP based around a few of their games and consoles. Now, it's likely that most of you watching have never heard of these before. In fact, I hadn't heard of them until I saw this tweet over on Twitter from F4MI, who posted this tweet with the caption, "Just found the most 2000s Windows XP theme ever," and there's a screenshot of the Super Mario Sunshine theme, and I retweeted this, and I'm like, I have to cover these in a video, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. But there are 8 of these themes, and after some research, I was able to verify that they were only made available to European Nintendo customers. So they were released by Nintendo of Europe sometime in the early 2000s, and you would get them by registering a game or a console that you purchased if there was a theme that goes with it. So for example, if you purchased Super Mario Sunshine, you would be able to register that and get the Super Mario Sunshine visual style. They also had themes for Eternal Darkness, Metroid Prime, Pikmin, Star Fox Adventures, and The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Now on the console side of things, you had themes, one theme based around the GameCube, and another theme based around the Game Boy Advance SP. So if you purchased either one of those consoles in Europe, you could get one of those themes by registering it with Nintendo of Europe, which is pretty cool. Now, this distribution method is pretty similar to what Club Nintendo did, where you could register, you would buy a game and they would have that little pamphlet inside with a code, and you could go online to Club Nintendo and register it, take a brief survey, and get points that you could exchange for prizes. I did this myself before the service shut down many years ago, and it was pretty cool, and it was a way to get kind of some exclusive stuff. And this stuff could have very well been offered on Club Nintendo in Europe because that program started in Europe in mid-2002. But I wasn't able to verify that completely because for whatever reason, Nintendo has removed nintendo.co.uk from the Wayback Machine, so you can't access any snapshots that the Internet Archive might have for that domain. So unfortunately, I don't know for sure if this was ever offered with Club Nintendo or if it predates Club Nintendo, but if there's any Europeans in the audience today who got these themes when they bought a copy of Super Mario Sunshine or Metroid Prime or bought a GameCube over in Europe, be sure to let us know down in the comments how you got them. But luckily, you don't have to buy any of that stuff today to get these themes. I mean, Nintendo isn't still offering these, right? But there is a mirror of them. You can download them on this website right here, smasher9a.com. And I'll have this link down below, and all of the themes are here. He's got all of them. So all you have to do is download the one that you want, and we're going to be taking a look at all of these in today's video. But before you can download these, you have to download the Nintendo Desktop Manager from this link right here. So you just click here to download, and then you want to just save the file to your computer. So we're going to install this. We've got a clean install of Windows XP Service Pack 3. So we're going to open this up here. We've got all the themes downloaded. First thing we're going to do is open up the Nintendo Desktop Manager and run Theme Manager. And here it is loading the installation wizard. Now, if you've ever installed WindowBlinds before, this setup process will look pretty familiar to you because the Nintendo Desktop Manager is essentially a modified version of WindowBlinds. And that likely explains why US English is still a language option in here, even though this was again only released over in Europe. So we're going to press OK, and we're going to get to the setup right here. So we're going to click on Next, and it wants to install to C Program Files Nintendo Desktop Manager. That's fine with me. So we're going to click on Next, and Next once more, and it will install. And right here it says that you can activate the included theme by double-clicking on the Activate, Deactivate Nintendo Desktop Manager shortcut on your desktop or through the Nintendo folder under the Start menu. And this right here is the shortcut that it's talking about. So it adds this shortcut that you can use to enable or disable the theme, and it also adds Nintendo Desktop Manager to the Start menu Programs folder here. Now, when I first heard about these themes, I thought that they were just theme files that you would download, and you would have to have a copy of WindowBlinds installed on your computer to use them. But it turns out that this Nintendo Desktop Manager program essentially takes over the role of WindowBlinds because you can apply the themes right from here. Now, it doesn't come with any themes included. We have to go into the folder here and download, or not download, but apply one of the themes that we downloaded. So we're going to start with the Super Mario Sunshine theme here. And there's 3 different files here, and you can see they now have this icon, the same icon we've got on the desktop here. And from what it looks like, these are the same exact theme, but they change the resolution of the wallpaper. So just to show you, if I apply this one right here, we can double click it, click on open, and it will apply the theme, right? Now, it doesn't apply the entire theme, and we'll get into that in a moment here. But it applies the desktop wallpaper, the icon pack, the cursor pack, as you can see, and you saw for a split second there the visual style. Now watch what happens. I'm just going to resize this window here, and we're going to run the 1280 version right here. We'll open it up and it will apply the theme, and you can see that the desktop wallpaper changes. So these two are just different resolutions for the desktop wallpaper, but everything else remains the same. You have the same icons, the same cursor, and the same theme here. Now, you're probably asking yourself why the visual style hasn't applied to Windows Explorer yet. Now, I have tried to kill Windows Explorer and relaunch it, log off and log back into the user account, even restart the VM, and it still doesn't apply the theme to Windows Explorer. Well, I found out that you need to have an installation of WindowBlinds installed, a separate installation of the full program. So, like I was saying earlier, I initially thought that these were just themed and you had to have a version of WindowBlinds installed, but you don't have to apply the themes. You can apply them through this Nintendo Desktop Manager, but it doesn't apply the entire theme. It doesn't affect Windows Explorer at all. Now, I also thought maybe this had something to do with Windows XP Service Pack 3. Maybe there was a patch installed that prevented WindowBlinds from fully taking effect. Well, I tried this on Service Pack 2, which predates these themes when they were released, and it doesn't have any effect on Windows Explorer on Service Pack 2 either. Now, if we go into my computer here and go into the C drive, and we go into Program Files, and we go into Nintendo here, and Desktop Manager, you can see that we have what looks to be a complete installation of WindowBlinds. We even have some files here that are branded as StarDock applications. You've got this WB load, WindowBlinds load, WinStyles. But I guess that it isn't, because you need to have a separate installation of WindowBlinds for the theme to take effect, because I assume it utilizes some core files from that installation. So I'll have another link down below to a page over on oldversion.com, which is a very useful site that I use very frequently in these videos to download old software. And the oldest version of WindowBlinds they have is 4.5, which is newer than the version that the Nintendo Desktop Manager is based on. If we go back in here, version 3.4. So this file version is 3.4, and this is version 4.5. So this is newer, but it still works. Right now, we can just launch the setup program here, and you'll notice that the setup will be essentially exactly the same, with the exception of these logos being at the four corners of the screen. And you can see that, again, the theme is taking effect here. It's, again, just not taking effect on Windows Explorer. So we're going to agree, we're going to click on next, and you'll notice that right here, this is what's also interesting, is it recognizes the existing installation of the Nintendo Desktop Manager as an existing WindowBlinds installation, because it says to upgrade an existing WindowBlinds installation, please disable by setting your visual style to Windows Classic or using the unload WindowBlinds option under the Object Desktop folder and Start, which in this case is on the desktop. So if we go back to the desktop here and double click on this, it will unapply the theme. We can go back here to the WindowBlinds installation program, and now we can click on yes, I have unloaded WindowBlinds. And we get that same message right here, though the references to Nintendo Desktop Manager now say WindowBlinds. And check this out, it wants to install this new version of WindowBlinds to the Nintendo Desktop Manager folder, which it is again recognizing as an existing WindowBlinds installation. Now, I didn't want it to override any of these files, so I just clicked on Browse here, and I created a new folder within Program Files. And we're just going to call this WindowBlinds. So we'll click on OK. So we'll install to C Program Files WindowBlinds. We'll click Next. It will install. And now we'll click on Finish. And this right here, this WindowBlinds Advanced Configuration that it comes up with, is the program I thought you had to have installed, right? And then you would just add the theme into here. We don't even need to use this program. We can just close out of it here. And now, when we double click on Enable Disable Nintendo Theme, watch what happens. It looks like nothing happens. I guess we have to go back into the Nintendo Desktop Manager here and apply Super Mario Sunshine. So we'll click on Apply, and we'll say yes, we want to apply. And now, watch what happens. Check this out. Now we get the entire theme. So we now have the Start menu that's been modified. We've got the Start button, the taskbar. Windows Explorer is now modified with that visual style. And you'll see right here, it says WindowBlinds 4, like this little splash screen comes up, which again, the version of WindowBlinds that the Nintendo Desktop Manager is based on is not version 4. So this indicates that it is actively pulling files from that other WindowBlinds installation. Now, WindowBlinds currently is not free software. You have to pay for it, right? You have to pay for a license to use it with Windows 10. They do offer a free trial. Now, back then, I believe WindowBlinds had two separate versions. You had a paid version and kind of a limited free version that didn't include all the features. So this right here is this kind of advertisement for that full version. So it says order WindowBlinds 4 today for only $19.95 or upgrade to the full version of Object Desktop for only $49.95. Now, Object Desktop is their kind of bundle of all of their customization software, and that was another way you could get WindowBlinds. So you can see here that it lists off some features that you don't have in the version you're currently running. For example, the full version can skin Windows XP command prompt windows. So if we open up CMD, you'll see that it is completely unmodified. There's, the theme is not being applied. So you would have to purchase the full version of WindowBlinds for the themes to modify the command prompt windows. But you can use the free version of WindowBlinds that we've just installed here with the Nintendo desktop themes just fine. So what does the theme actually do? Well, aside from all of the visual things that you've just seen, it also, check this out, applies a sound pack, and it utilizes sounds from Super Mario Sunshine. So when you close a window, you get the going into a warp pipe sound, right? So I can open up Recycle Bin here, I can close out of it, and we get that pretty nice sound effect. I think it's a pretty nice touch, right? Now you also have sound effects for when you maximize windows. So there you go. And when you minimize windows. Now, unlike the minimizing and closing windows, the maximize sound effect literally sounds like it's being recorded from the game itself, like not just taking a source file like you have there, because you can clearly hear, like if I open this back up here, you can hear part of the game's background music playing So I guess they didn't have the source file on hand for this sound effect, so they just recorded it right from the game. Now, as for the theme itself, well, it applies system-wide across Windows Explorer. I can open up a control panel here. This is what it looks like, though the contents of the windows themselves don't really get changed. So unlike the Zune theme, for example, where it changes the look of the sidebar, you don't have that here. This is the standard sidebar that you get with the Windows XP Luna theme. Though the menu bar up here, you can see we have that same kind of, it kind of reminds me of Aqua on Mac OS X. It's kind of a similar design going on here. This is what the start menu looks like. So you got that same button style here, new icons all across the board. At first I thought this was a button up here, but this is just a part of the background. So you got the shine there, you got Mario with Flood here at the bottom right. And if you open up all programs, you can see that we've got a new folder icon here. It's actually the shine, and at that, if we go into my computer here, this is the folder icon right here for, within Windows Explorer, and the C drive now has a shine on it, and you got that same here. This is my shared folder, for my network share that I've got attached to the VM. We can go in here. So this is the default folder icon. This is what a scroll bar looks like. Pretty nice. Again, kind of reminds me of Aqua on Mac OS X. And yeah, so that is, although here you can see it doesn't, we don't get a new scroll bar design here, which is interesting. But yeah, that is what the Super Mario Sunshine theme looks like. But we are far from done, because I want to take a look at every single one of these themes within this video. So we've taken a look at the Mario one. Let's take a look at Eternal Darkness. We're just gonna, this one we only have one theme file here. So we can run this, click on open, and it will apply the theme. That's interesting. We still have the Mario. That's definitely not supposed to happen. I wonder if that's because I've got it applied in, no, yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. So it has applied from within here. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. So that was just a bit of a glitch. But yeah, here's the Eternal Darkness theme. I personally have never played Eternal Darkness. You have, once again, new icon. Now, all the themes are pretty much going to do the same thing. They're going to give you new icons. They're going to give you a new start menu design, new taskbar design, but not all of them will include sound effects. This one here does not include sound effects for maximizing and for, closing windows. You don't get a sound effect from the game at all, but you do get a new design for Windows Explorer all across the board, a new cursor as well, new context menu design. Yeah, pretty awesome. Here's what the default folder looks like within Windows Explorer. So let's open up my computer here. So you can see here's what my computer looks like. Honestly, I mean, this kind of looks out of place, just having this blue sidebar here. Aside from that, though, everything else looks pretty great. I guess this was something that this version of WindowBlinds could not modify. So next up, we've got, it's the wrong folder there. Next up, we have the, actually, we're going to save the two console themes for last. So we've got GameCube and GBA. We took a look at Mario. Next up is Metroid, a game that I have played. And just like the Super Mario Sunshine one, we've got 3 different theme files here because there are 3 different wallpaper resolutions. So yeah, you can see that, I mean, we are definitely running into a bit of issues getting this to work here. And now it shows up, so we can click on Apply, and there we go. So you may have to open up the WindowBlinds Advanced Configuration program and then click Apply from the theme that now shows up in here to get everything to work. And you can see, or you can hear rather, that we have sound effects for closing and maximizing of windows, though these are not. I think this one might be from the game, but this one here, like the closing sound effect, that's a Windows sound effect. That's the file navigation sound effect. You could have it where every time you double click on a folder, you would hear this sound. I actually used to have my Windows 10 installation set up this way. But yeah, aside from that, everything else has been modified with a custom theme. So here's what the start menu looks like. Pretty cool. Very Metroid-esque. So you've got new icons once again all across the board. Control panel, we can go in here, though the icons within control panel do not change. Actually, well, some of them do. A couple of them do, but not all of them. And in category view remains exactly the same. So here's what a panel looks like if we open up, let's open up system here. So here's what that looks like. Here's those new tabs here. That's what they look like. We can right click on, whoops, I clicked on help there. Actually, yeah, this is, I believe, the about information. You can click on this and it just opens up nintendo-europe.com. So we'll close out of this and close out of that. Here's what a context menu looks like. Very nice. I mean, they definitely spent their time with this. I'm not 100% sure if Nintendo themselves created these or if they commissioned somebody or if perhaps Stardock made these for them. I saw a Reddit thread where somebody said they commissioned these themes, and that's certainly possible, but I wasn't able to verify that from like a primary source. But either way, I think that the themes are pretty cool, especially the console ones, which we will get into in a moment here. So that's the Metroid one. We'll check out Pikmin here. This right here totally reminds me of Pikmin, and you do get sound effects if you listen closely here. They are pretty quiet compared to the Super Mario Sunshine ones. Except for that one. That one's, you know, a bit longer. This is the longest sound effect of the three. So that one you can pretty clearly hear. But still, very, very cool. Here's what the start menu looks like. It actually makes the start menu taller. It adds this Nintendo logo right here. And you've got Pikmin right above the internet shortcut here. Here's what your cursor looks like. And again, new icons. Here's what all programs looks like. Again, Explorer does, I mean, this, like I've said this already, but this sidebar here does look kind of out of place. But here's the default folder icon. Very cool. Here's the About window, context menu, and we'll open up the folder options so you can see what the tabs here and the buttons look like. So that's the Pikmin theme. Next up is Star Fox. So we'll launch the Star Fox theme here, open it up. Yeah, here's what the Star Fox one looks like. You got these nice kind of protruding buttons here that actually appear to be taller than the window border itself, which I think is pretty nice. You don't have sound effects. And here's what the taskbar buttons look like. Here's what the start menu looks like. You've got this kind of like floating design going on for all of the buttons here in the start menu. They kind of look like they're just floating on this background. All programs, here you go, got this nice stripe down the left side, which I think is, you know, adds a pretty nice effect. And we'll open up my computer, and here's what. Now this right here, I think fits in pretty well with the sidebar here. I think these icons and this up here, this blue, fits in much better. Probably the best so far out of all of the themes. So we'll open up here. Here's the default folder icon. And we'll open up the tools and folder options. You can take a look at what tabs look like and what buttons look like. So that's the Star Fox Adventures theme. And I believe there's one more game-related theme, and that is the Zelda one right here. So we're going to double-click on this one, and we'll apply this right here, open it up. Actually, check that out. So the taskbar and the start button kind of blend in with the background, though it can be kind of confusing because it's not that pronounced, right? Like, it doesn't really look like there's a taskbar here at all. And with the window border up here, it kind of blends in to the desktop wallpaper, though there is this black border around it, this faint border that you can, that you can see that this is a separate window. But yeah, so here's what Windows Explorer looks like, and we got that. Oh, that's pretty cool. When you hover over, I feel like I've not played Zelda the Wind Waker, but I feel like this is from the game. Like when you're selecting items, someone can probably point that out in the comments. I'm pretty sure this is designed after selecting items in the game. So we're just gonna go to About Windows here, and here's what that looks like. This actually fits in pretty well with the color of this box here. So we'll close out of that. And next up is the start menu. So here's what that looks like. The new icons, we'll go to my computer here. We got like a tilted folder icon there. There's your hard disk icon, network share icon. Yeah, so this is what the, what all the new icons look like. We'll open up a control panel as well, and we'll see, yeah, we get some new icons here. Pretty cool. And our final two themes are the two console ones. So we're going to start off with the GameCube one. Yeah, this looks really cool. And check that out. We got some sound effects there. Not sure where those are from, though. The game. Oh, we get... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we get the ability to kind of collapse the windows there. So yeah, very, very cool. And check that out. You see you've got the power indicator light from the GameCube right here on the bottom of the window. So that's very nice. You can collapse the window, put them up here, move them out of the way. Very, very nice. And we'll open up Help and About here. So here's what this looks like. This is going to be on the bottom of every window. And check that out. Did you notice that? This is an active window indicator as well. Because you see, when I opened up Help and About, this is now a background window. It's not the active window anymore. So the light goes off. Right here, the light's on because it's the active window. Once I close out of this, this becomes the active window again. And this will also be like if I open up Recycle Bin here, it'll do the same thing. That's really nice. That is attention to detail, my friends. Very awesome. Here's what a panel looks like. So here's what, your tabs look like, your buttons, etc. Very, very cool. Now let's take a look at the start menu. So check this out. Again, very, very cool design. You've got the reset button up here, open. Again, you've got that power indicator light here. New icons, once again, all across the board. Here's all programs. You got that purplish design or purplish color applied system-wide, even on the icons here. It fits in pretty well with the blue sidebar here. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be a tie between the GameCube one and the Game Boy Advance SP one. The Game Boy Advance SP one is very, very cool as well. We're going to launch it here, or apply it rather. And here we go. So you can see we have, again, that active window thing going on. So you got these two lights over here. And you can see as I move or change the, what the active window is, those lights go on and off respectively. And then you have this button right here that says Nintendo Europe, which just literally opens up Nintendo-Europe.com, which was on some of the other themes as well, which I feel could get pretty annoying. It's on every window. You could mistake it for the minimize button and click it and then open, like it just, all it does is opens up Nintendo-Europe.com in your web browser. So, I mean, it's, I guess, a branding thing to let you know, if you didn't already know by all the Game Boy Advance SP and everything, it's a Game Boy Advance SP Nintendo created skin. They've added this here. Yeah, not a huge fan of that, but it's there. And now you have a fourth button up here. But still, the theme is very cool. So here's what your menu bar looks like. We'll go to Help and About and check that out there. We'll open up folder options once again. Here's your tabs, your buttons, etc. The start menu in this one is super, super cool. It's probably my favorite one out of all of them. Check this out. It literally looks like the Game Boy Advance SP screen. You've got like the hinge down here. It folds up. You've got what looks like, part of the screen, the Game Boy Advance SP at the bottom there. The speaker over here, you can click on this and, oh, that's just for your user account. It just kind of extends the image over here. But yeah, very, very cool. And again, very nice attention to detail there. Here's your all programs menu, your power buttons down here. You've got a control panel. We'll open it up. You've got, a couple new icons in here. We'll open up my computer and you see you've got, here's your default icons here, or your new icons rather, for the hard drive, network share, etc. And if you're wondering, no, there are no sound effects in this theme either. You can see I maximize, close the window. We don't get a sound effect, but still very, very cool stuff. And again, this was completely free to any European Nintendo customer who purchased one of these games or one of these systems. And hey, you can't beat free. And I think these themes are super cool, and they very well might make an appearance in some of my future videos. I might just use one of these on my Windows XP VM, and then I'll probably get like a bunch of comments about it. I'll have to refer people to this video. But yeah, there you have it, guys. That is a look at all of these super awesome Nintendo themes for Windows XP. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, be sure to get subscribed down below, and turn on those channel notifications if you haven't already to get notified whenever I upload a new video, which I do multiple times every single week on this channel. And as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.